You want to be more in the moment. So that's essentially what mindfulness is. It's a state of consciousness that involves awareness and acceptance of your moment-to-moment and in-the-moment experiences. It does not involve dwelling on the past or ruminating on the past or anticipating or worrying about what's going to happen in the future. The other thing about mindfulness is when you're being aware of all these sensations and thoughts and feelings, you're not making a judgment about it. You're recognizing that you have these feelings and ideas and you're doing these things and you're acknowledging that, but you're not making any judgments about it. So this is Carl, and he physically abused his wife. He was a 22-year-old young man, physically abused his wife. And so this is describing an argument that he and his wife were having, and he tried to pull himself away from the argument. He tried to manage himself. He says, I quieted down, but because of what she's saying, I ended up getting dragged back into the conversation because so far I haven't been able to just not argue with her. Anyway, that's when we started talking again. And that's when I cleared my throat, because when I talk about serious stuff, adrenaline and a lot of stuff is going on. So my throat gets dry. So this young man, he had not had any intervention or services, but he recognized his own bodily sensations. He ended up, in this particular incident, it ended up being a violent situation, and he did hit his wife. But what's lacking here, he recognized the bodily sensations, but he did not know how to manage them.
In terms of the relational bit, I think we have to be really, really careful, because it doesn't matter how provocative she was, and she was the biggest pain you could ever imagine in your whole life. I couldn't have stood her for about 30 seconds myself. But he was raised so you have to stay with whoever you marry. So yeah, he let her get to him. It was still totally on him not to hurt her, not to pick her up, not to yell at her, not to push her around. It doesn't matter what she did. And that's really a very, very significant issue.